Hello everyone, this is Tim, and today I'm going to talk about two topics. One, momentum in your RPG campaign, and also reinvigorating your campaign, which was sort of inspired by Noel Inquisitor, who did a similar video over on Vimeo the other day. So momentum, and I guess perhaps even scheduling we can talk about too. So to keep momentum going, you need to play fairly regularly. You need to get everyone together, you need to agree on a time, you need to have as few distractions as possible, and try to have some dedication. If you have a day that is set aside and a time that's set aside, really try to stick to it. Try to organize your other events around it. Try to make sure that it has some sort of priority to it. Now, granted, there's other things that do have higher priority, like family and maybe some social events, like someone getting married. But it's something that you need to do to keep things going. If you have a game, let's say that is running once a week, a once a week game has a lot of momentum. It's always on the schedule. It's easy to remember. Like let's say you play on Thursdays. It's just ingrained in everybody. On Thursday, that's gaming day. So I'm just gonna make sure I do other things on other days, or after or before. If you're running a campaign that's bi-weekly or maybe even like one day a month, I've noticed in those campaigns that people tend to forget. They tend to have other events planned on those days, and last minute, like, oh, well, how did I plan it that day? I didn't think we were playing that day. There's a little bit of confusion sometimes on some parts of the players where they get confused on what day you're playing, what's going on. So in my experience, it's a weekly game is the best. It has the best sort of momentum to it. It just keeps rolling down the tracks. Um, Although there is also that problem with GMs getting burned out because it is every week. But as far as momentum goes, player interest, people just showing up and having a better attendance, weekly games are the way to go. If you are going to have a bi-week or bi-monthly game or a once-a-month game, I think you as the GM need to probably communicate better with your players. Make sure that they know without a doubt what the days are that you're going to be playing, getting together. Maybe even set up like 5 or 6 sessions in the future. Mark them on the calendar. Have basically a calendar of events you can post in like a forum group or a Facebook group or Google Plus or something, or use email. I don't know what you young kids use today. All these various social networks that are out there. Just make sure your players know when they're going to be playing, and just try to remind them every once in a while so that you can keep that momentum going, if possible, for a monthly game. Some people can only play once a month or twice a month, and that's totally understandable in this very busy world that we live in. But you know, basically momentum is just keeping interest and keeping things going. And if you are running an ongoing campaign, you need to have that. You need to have that interest. And sometimes that interest wanes. And that's where you need to sort of reinvigorate your campaign. Do something different. Listen to feedback from your players. Try to see what has interested them about the things in the past that you've done and things that they want to have happen in the future. Sometimes I found though that players are reticent to tell you things, that they hold stuff pretty close to the chest and they aren't willing to share that information with you. Sometimes if you poke and prod and ask different questions from different directions, eventually they'll open up. Uh, Depending what kind of personalities they are. Some people are just, they don't really tell you things that they perhaps should, or they'll tell you things after the fact that really don't help you. Like you can't make things better for them at that point, and it's kind of frustrating. You're like, if you would have told me a while back, I could have done something different. But all right, well, thank you for telling me anyway. So sometimes that happens. So figuring out what's going on, what they've liked, what they've enjoyed, what they want to have happen. That's all very important to keeping the energy level high. Keeping the excitement there, and that builds into momentum as well. It keeps pushing things down the road, down the path, and you know, it's one of those things that's tough. It's one of the many balls you're juggling as a GM. You want to keep your interests of your players there. You want to make sure that they're actually showing up. Another thing too that might help is listen to your players and find out before you even start playing what day of the week is probably the best day to have the campaign, because some days just seem to be better than others. Like, for instance, I had a Monday night group for a long time, and not many other social events were competing with our RPG campaign on a Monday. Whereas, like, now I have a Saturday campaign, and there's lots of different things that pop up. Weddings, reunions. I'm gonna miss a day because a yard sale day that's in my local town where the whole town sells stuff. So those are all on Saturday. So Saturday's a tough day. Some people do Sundays, but depending if you have any religious events or your churches and things like that, sometimes that stuff can dig into things if that's a part of your group. So I don't know. Find a good day. Try to keep things exciting and active. Show up yourself. Make sure that you as the GM are dedicated as well. That can go a long way to keeping a campaign going. If the GM is always there, that's also a good sort of role model for your players. If they see, well, Tim's always there, so I should probably try to make it. I feel kind of bad. I missed a couple Saturdays or whatever day you're playing. So if you have any suggestions on how to keep momentum going, I'd like to hear them in the comments. If there's things that you have tried that have failed, I'd like to hear those too. Maybe there's something you did that's could have been improved upon or done differently. I'm not sure. This is kind of a video response to Samuel G, who doesn't have a channel anymore, but he had put up a video about momentum that I remember, kind of. Yeah, he had so many different videos that he cranked out that it's hard to remember them all. But yeah, momentum can be a real bastard. It can, like, if you don't have that momentum, if you have too much space between each session, it can really sort of destroy things. It's almost like a disease or a virus that just slowly just devours your campaign from the inside out. And if you're not careful, you might not even realize that's happening until after the fact, when things are just in disarray and there's nothing you can do about it. So I guess in some ways a campaign is sort of like a living, like, let's say a bush or a shrub, and you need to like prune it and keep it watered and fed, and hopefully you have a green thumb and not a brown thumb, so that most of your campaigns go on and are actually fairly successful. I think I have a green and a brown one. I've had various problems with campaigns over the years, and so I think a lot of the things I've learned because of trial and error. So if I can learn from your mistakes, that'd be great, because I don't want to make them if I don't have to. All right, everybody, let me know what you do to keep momentum going. Just keeping campaigns in a healthy state of affairs. I'd appreciate that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys later.